It is officially the Year of Evee, and as such, I put together a couple of Evee decks. I've recommended one already on the channel. Now, I did have someone say, hey, this Evee deck just isn't working for me. So I wanted to put together a video just to show you, hey, I've already had over 200 wins in the game. So when it comes to battling players, I've got a bit of experience, and I think this deck works very, very well. The problem is you have to manage your energy because, of course, you are running multiple energies here. Now, when it comes to the Evee deck itself, we are running 2 copies of the new variant of Evee because I think it has the potential to hit hard. We also have Flareon, who is the real damage dealer here. He does do the most if you go up against a Celebi deck. It's very, very good. You got Vaporeon, the original Vaporeon, I think works well here. And of course, we've got Jolteon, who is your quick attacker, only costing 2 energy, one of them, of course, being electric. Now, we are also running the new Dragon card. This is a favorite for many Pokemon players at the moment in Pokemon TCG Pocket. And we are running all the energy to actually get that to attack as well. But the MVP really here is Kangaskhan. If you get this, turn 1, you're going to do some mad damage for only the cost of a single energy. In my opinion, Kangaskhan is a great card. Perhaps go to 2. Now, we are running 2 potions, 1 Speed X, 2 Pokeballs, 2 Professor's Researchers, 2 Giovanni, which I think is key, 2 Sabrina, absolute must, and a Leaf, because, of course, Kangaskhan and a new Dragon Pokemon, they do have. Now, I wanted to show you higher cost when it comes to retreat. I think that's really important because, like I said, we did have someone comment just saying that it just doesn't work, but it does work. It does work really well. I seem to get really good consistency with the cards that I get. This is typically just a deck that I clear the 1, 2, and 3 star events with in the solo play, but you know, put it into multiplayer, putting it against a player and actually PvPing it, I think it works really well. The downfall of this is you don't really have anyone with a huge amount of health, and you do have to manage that energy and manage it well. Now, right now, we are up against a Mewtwo deck. So Mewtwo is already very, very scary, something you'll be like, are you gonna win? But I think this deck performs rather well here. Now, I totally get why he ended up picking Mewtwo, you know, when I Sabrinaed him, but I do think that he shouldn't have done that. I think if he'd have gone a different option here, this game might have turned out a little bit different. But he had a reliance on protecting that card back there, which is absolutely fine. Kangaskhan, as you can see, every single turn can just chip away at Mewtwo because we went second, because Kangaskhan only requires 1 energy to attack. It means we're able to put in a couple attacks on Mewtwo before he can even get an attack off, which is absolutely awesome. Now, as you can see, we have got 2 EVs out. We haven't got any EV evolutions. So we're going to start moving the energy around, just making sure that we prepare for whatever EV card we happen to get. And of course, we do have that all-important Dragon card in the middle as well. Now, up against Mewtwo, the Dragon card isn't necessarily that good, unfortunately. But like I said at the beginning of this video, Kangaskhan is a MVP. Seriously underrated card. I think the only thing that really downside on Kangaskhan is the fact that he does cost 3 energy to retreat, which is again why we like to have Leaf in this deck, because with Leaf and of course him having that 1 energy to power up, it means we can interact him and change him out for someone else to get a little bit more of a tactical advantage. I think Pokemon Pocket, TCG Pocket, it's a really good strategy game, to be honest with you. Now, as you can see, we have got Jolteon in our pocket here. Eevee's already powered. Now, we only need to flip 2 heads here to knock him out. And as you can see, we do that. We killed Mewtwo with our Jolteon. Now, I absolutely understand that. I probably got a little bit lucky there. 2 for 2. I only needed 2. I flipped 4 coins. Is what it is there. You can get 4 tails, and that does absolutely suck. But when you use any card which has a chance base on whether you're going to hit or not, you're going to have that. This deck does have two cards where you're going to be flipping coins and trying to get those hairs. Kangaskhan and Jolteon. In my opinion, though, it's normally quite fair. It's 50-50. Kangaskhan hits, as you saw in this battle, many times for just that one damage. But every now and again, it can flip 2 for 0. Every now and again, it can flip 2 for heads, in which case you're doing some serious damage on Kangaskhan, just like we got there on Jolteon. Now, Jolteon won this game for us. Kangaskhan was absolutely key as well. Now we're going to move into the second game. And I've sped this battle up quite a bit because what I wanted to show you really is the use of Leaf here. Now, we did start with the Dragon, which I do think is a really good card. The fact that we're able to power it up with the Eevee deck as well, I think just works really well. So not only are you using him as that blocker, as that shield while you power up your other Pokemon, but you are later able to attack with him. Now, what we've done is we used Leaf again for Kangaskhan to get in here and just attack first. Now, you're not going to be able to draw him every single time, but I do think Kangaskhan is an absolute pocket rocket. And that has to be shown here in this third match, because as you can see, we got ourselves an Eevee up front. Eevee is going to be nothing but coin flips. We are up against a Magikarp here as well, potentially a Gyarados. Luckily for us, we managed to switch out using our X speed, and of course, that was going to be an instant win too. Now on to the fourth and final match. I think this is a really interesting one because we're up against a dark deck. Now there's quite a few dark decks running around at the moment because it is essentially the counter to Mewtwo. So I don't blame anyone for using this deck. It works really, really well. And as you can see, they're actually using the Mew EX here as well, which is a fantastic card. Only 3 energy, able to copy any move that you're against. Again, I think Mew is a fantastic card for anyone that wants to build those decks. It's so, so good. But I think it shows you just how good this Eevee deck is, because within this video, we have beaten a Mewtwo deck and we've also beaten a current Dark deck using a very popular Mew card as well. Now, we are leading with Kangaskhan, of course, that only costing that 1 energy. Got very lucky on the flips here too. We've managed to get a Vaporeon out and, all importantly, that water energy. Now, the key to this deck is managing that energy. It really is, because you're trying to stall for certain cards to come in sometimes, or certain energies to pop in as well. That is why, in my opinion, those dragon type cards work so well, because of course if they attack you, they're going to be dealing 20 damage to themselves. And of course Kangaskhan has worked absolutely top trumps in this video, as you've seen. Now, I do think it's important to stress that I'm not saying that this Eevee deck is a meta deck. I'm not saying it's one of the top 5 decks in the game, but it's a lot of fun playing, and it doesn't involve any EX Pokemon as well, which means they actually have to kill 3 of your Pokemon in order to win. And I think that gives you so much leeway when it comes to building a deck and playing a deck. And as it is the Year of Evee, why not try out this deck? If you do end up trying it out, let me know what you think down in the comments after playing it. If you got any success with it, if it's a fun deck, or if you got any suggestions on how to make it better. Until next time, happy gaming.